The study of ourselves. In the army, in the signals, we had a network of observers and a code to recognize the various frequencies. We would listen and understand which station was ours and which one was foreign, because sometimes foreign stations intervened. This is how we too must observe our thoughts and actions to see if they agree with the commandments of the gospel, to perceive our faults and to struggle to correct them. For if we allow our faults to pass undetected, or if another person points out our faults and we do not take time to reflect on them and take action, we will not be able to make any spiritual progress. The study of ourselves is the most beneficial of all studies. One may study many books, but if he doesn't also study and observe his own inner self, then all that he has learned from books will go to waste. On the contrary, if one observes his self even a little bit, he will benefit a lot. That's when one's behavior becomes refined in all of its expressions. Otherwise, one can make serious mistakes that he may not be aware of. I see it at my Kelevi. They see me carrying logs from one side of the yard to the other for them to sit on. But when they get up to leave, they don't even think about who's going to put them back. Or they see that I'm bringing a log and there are still not enough for everyone to sit on, and they wait for me to bring some more. If they just thought a little, they'd say, well, there's 5 or 6 of us. Is he going to carry all the logs by himself? And immediately they would go on and bring them. Geronda, a young sister, asked me, when the elder was a young novice monk, didn't he have any setbacks in his struggle? Didn't he have any negative thoughts? Didn't he fall into judging others? Every time something happened in my struggle, or if others told me something, I never allowed things to just roll off untaxed. What do you mean by untaxed, Geronda? Untaxed text means that you disregard your faults, aren't touched by them. You just let them roll off. Much like the earth, when the soil becomes very hard, no matter how much rain pours down, it can't be absorbed. This is what happens with us. Indifference hardens the field of our heart, and no matter what we are told, whatever happens, we are not touched. We can't become aware of our guilt so as to repent. For example, if someone says that I am a hypocrite, I would not say, may whoever said that be cursed with a bad year. Instead, I would seek to find out what caused them to say such a thing. I would reason and say, something is going on. The other person is not at fault. There must be something in myself I have not noticed. I must have given cause in some way for others to misunderstand my behavior. He wouldn't have said such a thing without some reason. If I had been attentive and had behaved with prudence, I would not have been misunderstood. I have brought harm to the other person and will be judged for it by God. This is how I would reason and try at once to discover my fault and correct it. I would not try to examine how the other person had spoken, whether he had said that out of envy, out of malice, or because he misunderstood whatever he had heard from others. These things would not concern me. Even now, this is what I always do. If someone makes a comment about me, I can't even sleep. And if I am as he says I am, then I will be troubled and will attempt to correct myself. And if I am not as he says I am, I still am troubled because I think that I must have erred in some other way, that somehow I was careless and provoked him. I don't lay the blame on the other person. I examine how God will judge what I have done, not how I will be seen by others. If we don't examine everything in this manner, we won't be able to benefit from anything. This is why we often say about someone, this person has lost all control. Do you know when control is lost? When we don't observe ourselves carefully. Now, one who may have a mental handicap and cannot examine himself will be judged leniently. But one who is mentally sound and does not censure his deeds simply because he doesn't observe himself will be judged severely.